They look healthy now, but the man who first saw them after the attack could hardly believe they were still alive. The couple was on a hike when they surprised a mother grizzly and her cubs. Their injuries from the brutal mauling were severe, and they were rushed to hospital. Tonight, less than 7 months after the attack that nearly killed them, they're talking to Global News about their experience, hoping others don't make the same mistakes they did.
In my attack by the bear, it took quite a bit of the scalp off, and I do remember when they took the stitches out after a healing period, I counted 26 stitches, and then I lost count.
I've got titanium plates all around here. My cheekbone had to be rebuilt. My eye had to be put back in its place.
7 months later, and one would think an experience like theirs would be impossible to forget, and it is, but neither victim can remember every detail of the attacks. But between them, they tell a story about two hikers out for a walk along Cherry Creek last November, armed only with a couple of ski poles, when they come across a grizzly bear. She freezes in fear, then tries to step away when the bear attacks, and she barely remembers the first two attacks.
Then she came back at me a third time. And that I do remember. I remember she clomped on to the side of my face, and I remember hearing the bones crunching.
The only thing I could think of doing right off the bat was to get the bear off Susan, to get her attention, and so I took the ski poles and I started beating on the bear's back, and did that, I don't know, half a dozen times, 8 times, and then she turned on me, and I could see this head coming down and the jaws were open. I saw the teeth.
Their injuries so severe we blurred them out. Somehow they both got up and started walking hundreds of meters. When a neighbor found them, he could hardly believe they could have traveled that far in their condition. Now they're helping an author who's written a book called Bears Without Fear. They're grateful for a lot of things, the neighbors and Calgary's Foothills Hospital, for example.
But most of all, we're grateful to that mother bear who left us alone once she saw we weren't a threat to her family or their food.
They didn't know it at the time, but the bear had 2 cubs and had recently killed a deer. Ted Chernecki, Global News.